I will be having a guest tonight to help us go through the report. Oh, you're good? That's what's up. I'm happy to know that you're okay. You know what I'm saying? And anything you need to fix, hey, you know who to call to. The Most High. Straight up. You feel me? I'm gonna call my guests right now because they'll be reading. We're gonna go through some of the report, the IC report. You know. So let me call her.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. We're live. Yeah. So let me turn off the music in the background first, and then what page you gonna start on tonight?
Yes, blessings, viewers and listeners. We're gonna start where we left off.
I really don't want to go through that, That part is just too much. May I tell you the truth?
We had
We need to go to the point where we actually start read the report, not the day by day something. We can't deal with that tonight. Trust me. I forgot to the part where we are read the report. Cause we are gonna lose the audience. Them not gonna tap into that. I tell you straight. They not gonna tap into that. So like we start
all
at the
right. So you
first
want to
page.
leave the
Yeah. Cause we got through
date
enough of that
line.
already. Mm-hmm. We got
So
through
all
enough of
right.
that
So
already. Let me see which page you're supposed to go. See there? Last, only person we still have to read on this. No, sir. Mm-mm. Page what is? Page 27. The
I think we're
investigation
at
process.
because I think we left off at page 18, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, page 27 is where it says the investigation process or methodology. You see me? We
All
can
right.
start there, sir.
So after all the witness statements, we're gonna go over to
Mm-hmm.
page 27.
All right, so let me share the screen so they can see it. All right.
Okay.
Oh, me in that
Good
background. Me
evening,
hear
viewers.
myself in that background.
You can hear yourself.
Yeah, me hear myself in that background a while ago. But then me not hear it now. Good or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so blessings, all viewers and listeners. Once again, we're going to continue with going through the document, starting at page 27.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, the investigation process or methodology. During the investigation, officers of the investigation division pursue the following lines of inquiry/action. A. Obtain information and witness statements from the responsible officers at Information and Complaints Division of the Integrity Commission, House of Parliament. 2. Various financial institutions. 3. 4. The Companies Office of Jamaica. 5. The National Land Agency. 6. Tax Administration Jamaica. 7. Jamaica Stock Exchange. 8. Auditors of companies associated with the PM. And 9. Directors and shareholders of associated businesses. B. Review the information and statements collected and C. Commissioned an independent forensic accounting examination. Chapter 4. So we're clear on that, right? So far?
That's the first page. Commission
Yes.
and
So,
independence, yeah.
right. So, Chapter 4 Terms of Reference. The day I sought to establish whether for the year 2021 or any other year the PMA had a legal obligation to file statutory declarations with the Commission, and if so, whether this obligation was discharged. B. Made inaccurate and or incomplete statements in the statutory declarations he submitted. C. Owned assets disproportionate to his lawful earnings, and if so, whether this could be sufficiently explained. D. Breached the Parliamentary Act, Integrity of Members, Corruption Prevention Act, Integrity Commission Act, Income Tax Act, or any other applicable legislation.
So
And E.
so basically they're telling you what they are looking for in the year
They're looking
2021.
for. Yes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, go ahead.
Yes, Eve. Was associated with any businesses, and if so, the nature and extent of this association.
Mm-hmm.
Clause 4.2, the DI also considered whether, in light of the foregoing, recommendations ought to be made. Moving over to page 29, chapter 5, the law, evidence, and discussion of findings. 5.1, the obligation to file statutory
Where
declarations.
that there? Oh, me
Page
follow you. Yeah,
29.
me follow you now. Yeah. The law, evidence, and
5.11.
discussion of findings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Under the ICA and PIMA, parliamentarians are required to file statutory declarations with the Commission. Both pieces of legislation describe a parliamentarian as a member of the House of Representatives
Or the Senate.
or the Senate. See
Mm.
Section 2 of the ICA at Appendix 1.
You want to go to this, sir?
5.12.
You want to go to that? Section 2 of the ICA Appendix 1.
We can continue going
All
through
right, all
5.
right, all right. All right, hold on. Let me do some housekeeping. Candy,
Okay.
Candy, big up yourself. Altia, big up yourself. Joanne, big up yourself. Blue, big up yourself. Janet, big up yourself. You guys have a blessed night. Like and share, like and share. Guys, my phone didn't crash. My phone crashed. Thank God for the phone, man. Him fix it. Him tell me say the phone literally shut down. There's something wrong with these models of phones. So, but they now want volatile space where phone is concerned at the moment. So if for whatever reason you can't reach me, more than likely, a this I problem. And I can't fix it right now. I'm just glad to say it'll work. Alright? So let's continue. Go ahead. And remember to like the video, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button. First thing you should do coming in. Just hit the like button. We have 24 people watching. Please hit the like button. Go ahead, McQueen.
Okay, blessings again, viewers and listeners. Now, 5.1.2. The reference obligation can be established by proving that the PM was a parliamentarian at the material time. 5.1.3. A witness statement obtained from the duly authorized officer at the Houses of Parliament indicates that the PM was first elected as the Member of Parliament for the St. Andrew West Central Constituency on December 18, 1997. He is and was a parliamentarian at all material times.
That is significant, guys. So
1997.
the Prime Minister of Jamaica was a parliamentarian from the December 18, 1997.
That's
So
27 years
20
approximately.
27 years approximately. So his obligation for his statutory declaration to be declared might go back as far back in terms of investigations, if necessary, from that time to make sense of his assets. So mark down that date. 513. Please mark down that in your notes, something there. 513. The date that he actually, and the reason why this is significant as well, because this is the same year he got married, and his wife mentioned in an interview that she wanted to run her wedding like a fish fry. They were that strapped for cash. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica was a was not so wealthy at that point when he got married. Let's just say that, right? Because how in the world is his wife going to run her wedding like a fish fry? If they had that type, they couldn't afford a wedding planner. Not my words. I have played the evidence before, which I will not do right now because we're strapped for time. So bear that in mind. Please go ahead, McQueen.
Okay, continuation. 5.2. Discharge of obligation. Having established the PM's obligation to file statutory declarations with the Commission, it is necessary to further determine whether said obligation was discharged. The evidence provided by the Reporting and Compliance Officer at the Information and Complaints Division Integrity Commission indicates that the PM filed the required statutory declaration with the Commission for the period in question within the specified time frame. A review of his filings revealed that the PM submitted statutory declarations for the years 1997 to 2023. That is all years that he was required to file by virtue of his status as a parliamentarian. All right,
So he
continue.
actually, so they're saying that Mr. Holness submitted statutory declarations from 1997 to 2023. Okay, so he actually
Yes.
did that. Wonderful. Go ahead.
All right, excellent. Going continuing on page 20, on page 30.
Mm-hmm.
5.3, knowingly making a false statement by way of omission. Under the ICA and PIMA, it is an offense to knowingly make a false statement in a statutory declaration submitted to the Commission. See Section 15(1)(b) of the PIMA and Section 43(2)(a) of the ICA at Appendix 1. 5.32, it is a requirement under the PIMA and ICA that declarants disclose to the Commission particulars of all assets, liabilities, gifts, and income in respect of themselves, their spouses, and children. More particularly, declarants are required to disclose all bank accounts held solely or jointly by them over the relevant reporting period in the terms set out above.
Mm-hmm.
5.3.3, in resolving any concern around the making of a false statement on the part of a declarant, it is necessary to inquire into the statutory declaration submitted by the declarant. Having regard to the PM's obligation to file statutory declarations with the Commission, particularly for the year 2021, the DI states the following. A. On March 29, 2022, the PM submitted his statutory declaration for the year 2021 to the Commission. B. On September 8, 2022, an addendum to the previously submitted statutory declaration was submitted by the PM. So March, and in a 6 months, within a 6 months period, there was an additional document called the addendum.
All right. What does addendum mean? That I can look up for sure, people. Addendum. Hold on. Give me a second.
Like a change in the document.
A supplement to
Supplementary
book,
change, yeah.
often used in plural but singular construction. I think added. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's like an
Mm-hmm.
additional
Me just a do
document,
it
right?
for me just a do it for people them see so them can understand if they don't
Yes.
understand. All right. Go ahead.
Yes. So it typically used to correct or clarify
Mm-hmm.
something, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So we will continue. All viewers clear?
Yes, they're clear. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Addendum.
ahead. Go ahead.
This submission was received, no, it included in the said statutory declaration one NCB account not previously declared. So apparently that was the omission. This submission was reviewed and deemed by the Commission to be inaccurate and incomplete. As a result, the matter was referred to the DI by the Commission and an investigation was initiated.
Okay, so he included said statutory declaration, one NCB account not previously declared. The submission was reviewed and deemed by the Commission to be inaccurate. So he still added, there was an addendum and they still deemed it to be inaccurate and incomplete. As a result, the matter was referred to by the DI, by the Commission, and investigation was initiated. And go ahead.
So that means that an investigation would have been initiated as at
After.
September, after September 8th, within that year, right?
Mm-hmm,
2022.
mm-hmm.
On February 27th, 2023, that's another 5 months. That's 5 months right there.
Yeah.
The PM submitted a second statutory declaration 2 to the Commission. The PM included in Declaration 2 two accounts held with First Global Bank, not in previous submissions of its statutory declaration. Further enquiries by the Commission revealed additional bank accounts held with the Bank of Nova Scotia and Jamaica money market brokers, which were not included in Declaration 2.
So these two bank accounts, according to this part, was not included in the first statutory declaration. Is that what they're saying, right?
Yes.
And we have to ask ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, why weren't they included? This is where I use the soundbite. Something
Table
ain't
2
right. Hold
outline.
on. Something ain't right. Something is not right.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors.
Please
Something
take
is not
note of
right.
that. That's
Tell
very
about them.
significant. Go ahead. Something ain't right.
Table 2 below outlines in summary the bank accounts declared in the two versions of the statutory declaration filed by the PM, as well as the addendum to Declaration 1 submitted for
2021.
2021.
So this is the table right here, ladies and gentlemen. BNS Jamaica check account 85 at the end. 2021 received updated September 8th is the same amount. The BNS US, that's a US, okay. 67,000, same amount all across the board. The BNS Jamaica 36,648 and 38 cents, same amount. The city, so the city US checking account, the NCB Savings Jamaica, all of them have the same amount going across. So this is a table showing the details. However, the two at the bottom, the Jamaica, the checking JMD account FGB and the FGB savings with the euro doesn't have anything for 2020, March 2020, 2021. Well, March 2029, 2020, March 29, 2022, they didn't receive that one. So those two are the ones that was added last. The one that
The
at the bottom here,
the
they have,
last three, the
yeah,
last three at the bottom, yeah.
well, the last three at the bottom, well, one of them was added the
September 8th.
September 8th that only have $258 in there. And the third one, two other ones have $3,200, and the one with the euro have $200 in there. I wonder if they examined the
The balance
no,
before.
no, not the balance, the transaction history of
That's
those
what I'm saying. You
accounts.
have, yeah, the balance or the transaction is straight,
Yeah,
right?
like how much money got through the accounts,
But true, it
because
was before it the balance
yeah,
reported, correct.
the balance wouldn't tell the tale. But something to note again, that's the table right there, ladies and gentlemen. It says
All
table
right.
two, summary of bank accounts based on statutory declaration submitted, included addendum for the year 2021. All right. That's what Mr. Holness declared. So we can read to 5.4 now.
Okay. Activities undertaken as part of the first investigation in relation to concerns that the PM by way of omission knowingly made false statements in a statutory declaration. 5.4.1 as indicated above, the DIC deems that activities undertaken as part of the first investigation previously concluded in relation to concerns around knowingly making a false statement in a statutory declaration by way of omission, and the findings of these activities are helpful context and they are therefore briefly outlined here.
Okay, so they're basically explaining the table above. All right, so we're going to 5.42.
All right, so we're now on page 33.
Mm-hmm.
It is to be noted that on the initial submission of his 2021 statutory declaration, the PM did not declare National Commercial Bank JMB current account bearing account number ending 62.
Mm-hmm.
This account was included in the addendum to Declaration 1.
Mm-hmm.
The PM submission did not include two FGB bank accounts bearing the respective account numbers ending 07 and 74.
Mm-hmm.
However, these accounts were subsequently disclosed on Declaration
Two.
2,
Yes, okay. That way we just sit on the table a while ago.
outlined.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
5.43, the Director of Information and Complaints, by way of letter dated August 25th, 2022, requested further particulars in respect of certain assets held by the PM, the details of which are not critical at this stage. Of import, however, is the following request made of the PM by the Director of Information and Complaints.
Hold on. It is important to me to note that yes, this is a tedious task of getting all of these documents together. However, there is an education process that the Integrity Commission um undergoes to ensure that individuals understand what is required of them and what they should submit. And we understand that from the meeting that they had in the House of Representatives. I'm saying, as the leader of the country, you know, 3 accounts not being submitted in that declaration. Is it negligence? Is it lack of knowledge? Or what? Because it really doesn't, in my opinion, make him look very good. If you understand what I'm saying, it leaves too much area for speculation for any well-thinking person or even an investigator. You understand? So it's very, very interesting. But go ahead.
5.45.
No. There's
Not
something you should read that's highlighted right there before we reach 5.44.
okay. If you believe that you have omitted any other information with
Mm-hmm.
respect to your income, assets,
Mm-hmm.
and or liabilities, whether they exist locally or abroad,
Why you sound
kindly
so low?
also
You sound
provide.
low. You sound
co-
low.
ki-
You sound low.
Still, still low.
You're better now. Go ahead.
Kindly also provide full particulars of same. For the avoidance of doubt for each asset indicated, please state the source of funds, including all supporting documents.
Mm.
Please be advised that this request is being made in keeping with sections 42.2 and 43 of the Integrity Commission Act. 5.44.
Mm-hmm.
The PM responded by way of letter dated September 7, 2022, with further information on his assets, liabilities, and income, and an amendment to Section 1 of his
Hold on.
2021.
So that we just read is what they sent him, and September 7th is his response to it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Read it. Read
Of
it
his
again, Mr. Holness.
2021,
Read it again, Mr. Holness. Respond by way.
the PM responded by way of a letter dated September 7, 2022, with further information on his assets, liabilities, and income, and an amendment to Section 1 of his 2021 statutory declaration, that is, he included NCB current account bearing number ending 62.
Mm-hmm.
5.45. Notwithstanding the foregoing, the evidence provided by the duly authorized officers of the relevant financial institution where the PM held accounts established that he omitted to include in his statutory declarations or otherwise disclose to the Commission 2 accounts which he held at the material time, the
Mm-hmm.
details of which are set out here under.
Mm-hmm. Me just check it chat real quick. Aldiana, big up. Noreen, how you doing? Salute to you. Ransford McLean, blessings. Who else me see? Barbara Parks, big up. Maureen Bartley, big up, and Jennifer Cushing, big up. Build up on yourselves. Good to see you guys here. Please remember to like and share the video, alright? We have McQueen Hudson, one of my mods. You understand? Reading for us. So, she has time. She reach out to me, and we really need to get through it. So, that part you just read. No, we have table 3 accounts not disclosed by Mr. Holness. What is this? 2016 0 user initiated transaction. 2017, well, October 16th, the savings 1. What does this table mean? The
Or
highlighted
it's saying
here.
that account 7 checking account, our current account, was open on the 10th of January 05, and there was no initiated transaction for the years 2016, 17, 18, 19, and 20, but one started in 2021. And
Mm,
for the account ending 74, which is a savings, it was open October 13, 2016.
mm-hmm,
One transaction was initiated in the year of 2016,
mm-hmm,
one in the year 2019, and one in the year 2021.
mm. So these accounts are the ones not disclosed.
Yes.
Okay. Not too much activity on them. But the man have so much account, brother. Mighty God, go ahead. But we are gonna
5.46.
mark down that table there too. Table 3. Yeah man, we are gonna mark it down too.
It looks like binary digits
Me I
zero
tell
zero
you.
zero 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 one 100 101.
Go through.
On 5.46, on January 12, 2023, the DI convened on an interview with the PM pursuant to Rules 2 of the Judges Rules Administrative Directors JRAD. Further evidence was also obtained from the relevant financial institutions. DI felt it necessary to explore the circumstances of the ownership and use of the bank accounts in question.
So
Having regard to the evidence, the DI is satisfied that while the PM held these accounts, the omissions could have been inadvertent. This can be inferred from the limited, if non-existent, interaction with the PM with the reference
so
accounts.
basically they must say because enough transaction wasn't done over the period of time, it could be that him just forget about the account there. That they must say. Yeah.
Mm.
Inadvertent. Me don't know how ask me
It's
ask
an
now.
inadvertent is meaning accidental or without direct intention.
Nah, you know what I'm not so bad. Not so bad
Yeah.
at all. Though me not go to school long time, you know. It says not resulting from or achieving through deliberate planning. All right, so you see, on this platform, we're keeping it a bean and we're
Real.
keeping it a stack. You
Keeping it
understand?
real.
Yeah, we're keeping it real. We're going off the information and everything. So him can't say, oh, him just biased against the prime minister because him not like him. Wagwan Patrick Velma Wagwan can't say that. We're going off one, the evidence that we're seeing and the actions of the prime minister, and two, our gut feeling. You know, that little thing that speaks within you, that voice. Yes. All right. So the might give him a pass on that one day. You see me? Because he might have just never remember. Because him have so much account. But go ahead. Next 547.
All right. Again, good evening to all viewers. We're just coming on. We're still going through the IC
St.
report.
Andrews, big up. Whole lot of people them from now St. Andrews. Big up Patrick. I say I heard.
We got Jamaicans
Yeah
all
man,
over the
no
world
joke.
and other nations are participating. Now,
Yes.
5.47.
Mm-hmm.
Consequent on the foregoing, the DI found in respect of the aforementioned omissions that while the statutory declaration filed by the PM for the year 2021 was inaccurate and incomplete, the mens rea mental element component of the offense could not be satisfied.
What is that? The mens rea
I have to
mental
look up the mens
element.
rea. I have to look up that one because I'm not so familiar
Consequent
with
on the
mens.
foregoing, the DI found in respect of the aforementioned omissions that while the statutory declaration filed by Mr. Holness for the year 2021 was inaccurate and incomplete, the mens rea mental element component of the offense could not be satisfied. A
The,
recommendation was therefore made to the Commission for Mr. Holness to be invited to provide a outstanding to provide the outstanding information for the necessary examination and certification to be done. Oh, so basically they must say, we couldn't certify your brother. It just never enough. So them invite him to come give them more information and outstanding information so an examination could be done and also a certification. Where
right, and
where where
mens rea by definition is the intention or knowledge of wrongdoing that constitutes part of a crime as opposed to the action or conduct
mm,
of the accused.
oh, so him never did know basically again. They just affirm that again. All right. Activities undertaken 5-5.
All right. Activities undertaken as part of the second investigation around concerns regarding the PM knowingly making a false statement by way of omission. 5.51. The discussion here on the touches and concerns the accounts which were found to have been omitted from the PM's statutory declarations. 5.52. Following a review of the second statutory declaration, Director of Information and Complaints wrote to the PM on March 10, 2023. The DI is in possession of this letter and it requested among other things.
Please note.
Of this letter,
Please
and it
note.
requested among
Sorry,
other
sorry
things.
to cut you. Please note, we can't start over the whole section there. From January 2023, I have a meeting, with them, You can't tell me say at this point with all of these accounts being information being ascertained that he didn't understand that he was being investigated for illicit enrichment. Because they stated that this is not satisfactory. He came with another one. It's not satisfactory. He came with another one, and it still was. So he must have known that he was being investigated for illicit enrichment. So for him to come out and say he's not aware of anybody in his team being, listen, we can't wait for the next the other seven, come out to tell me when they were aware. Because it's either they lied to him or he lied to us about them. But we know say him never tell me the truth about him. Based off of the information off of the Integrity Commission. And that is why they were in Parliament with the Integrity Commission to put them in our corner to say if he had said anything, it would be against the actual document itself, the section of the law. You would be doing something unlawful to tell you that he was being investigated. And all of the Integrity Commission members said it would be foolish to think that he could not tell you that he was under investigation because the section was made to protect the declarant. The declarant can waive his rights and tell you what is going on. Just like when an officer says you have the right to remain silent, anything be used against you in the court of law. If you want to waive your right to be silent, that's your business. But them have to tell you say that are your rights. You understand? So you can exercise your rights. All the Prime Minister had to do was say, no comment. If them ask if you're being investigated for illicit enrichment and you don't want to share, all he had to say is no comment. He didn't have to tell us that, oh no, he wasn't being investigated for it. Because now you're being perceived as a liar. Because all of the information in the report states that you knew at the time when you told us that you're come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? But continue. Crazy.
All right, so we're at
No, start
the
over
DI is in
552.
possession of this letter and it
Start over
requested
five.
among other
Start
things.
over 552. Just start from the
Yeah,
top.
that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That he explained
No,
his interest.
Following a review. Start from the top. 552.
5.552.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, following a review of the second statutory declaration, where on page 35, the Director of Information and Complaints wrote to the PM on March 10, 2023. The DI is in possession of this letter and it requested, among other things, that he explain his interest in certain accounts which were not included in his amended statutory declaration submitted for the year 2021. The relevant portions of the reference letter are as follows. Further, kindly advise the Commission of your interest, if any, in the undermentioned accounts. Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited savings account numbered ending 21, 64, and 60, and secondly, JMMB Easy access account numbered 006 ending 1074. Now, page 36, 5.53. The DI is also in possession of a letter dated March 12, 2023 from the PM in response. In this letter, the PM indicated the following. Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited savings account numbered
Ooh.
ending 1.
My God, I'm
This
sorry.
account belongs to, of course, the PM's father, Mark, and he lists the name. Other than my name being added to the account many years ago as a precaution in the event of an emergency, I claim no interest in the account and is not part of my assets.
Key. That is key. Go ahead. 5.53. Note. Go ahead.
Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited savings accounts numbered ending 64 and 60. These accounts belong to the PM's mother, a name mentioned Other than my name being added to the accounts many years ago as a precaution in the event of an emergency, I claim no interest in the accounts and they are not part of my assets.
Mm.
JMMB Easy Access account number 006. So this is the entire number was spelled out here 006 000161074. I was unaware of the existence of this account until your query. My checks with JMMB revealed that when their banking license was approved, they migrated or transferred some types of investment accounts to their commercial bank in 2020. The
Also,
value of my investment accounts in JMMB was reported on my statutory declaration from as far as 2009. In 2018, I responded to the Integrity Commission's query on my JMMB investments with further clarifying information, which would have shown that my investments accounts were inactive. I have now given JMMB formal instructions to close the account.
oh, that's why they put out the number. Now, when you have so much accounts still, you will mess up. You will mess up. I'm gonna know only do that and be prime minister I can't at the same time. But continue.
The
554.
DI highlights here under a letter dated August 13, 2021, which provided clarity around the PM obligation to disclose in his statutory declarations all assets in his name, whether or not he has a beneficial interest therein.
Okay,
Scotia
okay.
Mutual Fund account.
Hold on. The DI highlights here on a letter dated which provided clarity around Mr. Holness' obligation to disclose in his statutory declaration all assets in his name, whether or not he has a beneficial interest therein. So, them no business if you don't know, but once you name upon it, it is your responsibility to make sure that it is declared. Pretty much. That's what they're saying, right? That's what I'm reading from that. That's correct? Hello? Oh, the baby
Yes,
wake up.
yes, repeat again.
I was saying that 554 at the top. What they're saying is that once your name is on the asset, whether or not he has a beneficial interest, him have to declare it. We
Yes,
need to know about it once your name upon it. Pretty much.
yes, this is
All
your
right.
name, so you have
All
to
right.
take, yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Scotia Mutual Fund
Oh,
account.
oh, guys. Wanna if you ask any question, Any questions, have any comments? I'm watching the chat from my phone and I'm paying attention to the computer at the same time. So we want to know if you engage with the reading of the documentation. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. If you have any comments, also drop it in the chat in regards to what is being read. If you understand or you don't understand or you have a other understanding, let us know. All right. And the person that watch the replay, definitely I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. All right, go ahead, McQueen.
All right. Thank you again, viewers and listeners. And Bolo VR.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's up on yourself. Scotia Mutual Fund account. In August 2016, my mother name mentioned of her own accord opened an investment account with Scotia Investments with funds from her pension lump sum and saving. From documents attached, it can be seen that my mother is the primary account holder. I was added to the investment purely for estate planning reasons, and I do not rely on this investment or use it in any way as a security or a pledge. I do not consider this a part of my beneficial assets.
That is why them put the statement at the top. We make him understand, say, that explanation is not gonna suffice. You get me? Go ahead.
5.55. The DI has seen evidence which indicates that on the request of the Director of Information and Complaints in a letter dated December 31st, 2021, the PIC subsequently amended its statutory declaration submitted for September 3rd, 2020 to include the investment referred to in his August 13, 2021 letter.
Hold on there. Oh, reach. Oh shit.
5.5.
Oh, sorry, me never scroll up. Sorry, so DI has the evidence which indicates that the request of the Director of Information and Complaints in a letter dated December 31st, 2021, Mr. Holness subsequently amended his statutory declaration submitted for September 3rd, 2020 to include the investments referred to in his August 2021 letter. Okay, go ahead.
The DI therefore found necessary to examine whether the aforementioned accounts were legally owned by the PM and whether he made a false statement in his statutory declaration when he failed to declare them to the Commission.
Okay.
Page 38. 5.5.7. DI requested and received witness statements from the duly authorized officers at DNS and JMMB, which indicate the following.
You're there underwater. You're underwater right now. Let me
Can you
see.
hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Accounts held with BNS. Account number ending 21.
Mm-hmm.
The account opening information received from the duly authorized officer at BNS indicates that the account was opened by the PM father, name mentioned on January 27, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
The PM was added as a joint account holder alongside his father on January 27, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
An examination of the transaction history revealed that at least 4 deposits made to this account between 2019 and 2022 were made from 2 accounts ending 85 and 60, on which the PM is noted as principal and joint account holder respectively.
Hello, Markdown 561. That is key. That is key. So you see, guys, if you guys just do a little research on, and I'm not saying that, I'm not accusing the Prime Minister of anything. I'm saying if you guys do some research on money laundering, and if you do research on tax evasion, just go on YouTube and type in cases of tax evasion that the FBI any entity overseas investigated, and the case is already closed and gone through, and you look at the details of it in a documentary form, and you'll understand why the stuff that you're looking at is suspicious to investigators, professionals. To the normal person, it would seem like it's nothing. Oh, I'm on father, I'm sending money. All right, cool. Well, not so. Not so. But go ahead. Go ahead.
5.6.2.
Mm-hmm.
Account number ending 64.
Wagwan beat and teach. How you doing, love?
Continue.
Yeah, man. Go through, man.
Okay, page 38. The account opening information received from the duly authorized officer at BNS indicates that the captioned account was opened on October 1, 1984.
Wow. That before my
By the
born.
PM's mother,
That
name
before my
mentioned.
born, you know? That
Who was
before my
born at
born.
that time?
I was not born. That's before I was born, guys. But go through.
Who subsequently added
Uh-huh.
the PM and his sister as joint account holders.
Sister, okay.
An examination of the transaction history revealed that funds totaling 2,650,000 were transferred from this account to account number ending 19, which is solely owned by the PM between December 2020 and August 2021.
Very interesting. $2.6 million from him joint account to the mother and his sister sent to his personal account. 5.62, put it in the notification. Hey, let's continue.
The transaction history also shows that between February and December 2021, transfers totaling 1.2 million were made to account number ending 85, another account solely owned by the PM.
Wow. Go ahead.
During this period, amounts totaling 1.8 million were also deposited to this account from account number ending 85.
Mm-hmm.
At least $220,000 were deposited to account number ending 03, which is held jointly by the PM and one of his sons between September 2021 and May 2022.
This is a table. It says table set out transactions. Table 4 between account number ending 64, account number 19, and account number 80, ending 85, and account number ending 03. 500,000, 200,000. Yeah, normal. Them is something normal. Remember say I make millions. Normal. Alright. Or is it? I don't know. Let's continue. Wait. Just so you guys see, you can screenshot that. 1, 2, 3, bam. Screenshot the second part. 1, 2, 3, bam. Alright, go ahead, McQueen. Account number ending 60. Wagwan, God's chosen, Sassy 81, welcome guys. Juliet, welcome. Please remember to like and share. Thanks for being here. Forever long you guys will be. I still appreciate it. Alright, thank you so much. Go ahead, McQueen.
All right, so transfer between account ending 64 and account ending 19, account ending 85, and
Where you
account
reach?
03, the table 4.
No, man, them I done show them that already, man. I 563 years ago. You call Wagwan, you call some money laundering.
Yeah, but you know, me I go through the 500,000 because over the 3 months period, you have 500, 200, 500, 500, 200, 500, 250.
Them I show them that already, man.
You have to double it up.
Alright, go on there thing, teacher. Go through.
5.63, account number ending 60. The account opening information received from a duly authorized officer at BNS indicates that this account was opened on June 20th, 1975
Backside.
by the PM mother, name mentioned, who subsequently added the PM and his sister as joint account holders. An examination of the transaction history indicates that a total of 1,985,000 was transferred from account bearing number ending 85, an account owned solely by the PM, to this account ending 60 between November and December 2021. A total of 180,000 was also transferred to account number ending 03, an account jointly owned by the PM and one of his sons. Table 5 outlines the transaction between account number 60 and account number 85 and 03. So we can see it was strictly deposits going in November 25th, 2021. Well, it looks like the 426, 529.
I table I read
335.
out
Yeah, it seems as if there's a transfer. These are like
deposit
transfers,
withdrawals, yeah. Between
right?
six ending 60 and 85 and ending 03. So
Right,
that are the 1.9 we didn't just explain, and the one and the
right.
180,000. So next account number 142, a witness statement. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, but I'm wondering if table 4 and table 5 has some cross transaction there, like maybe from one account to the other.
Yeah,
All right.
but isn't that what it stated? It's transfers between no account number ending 60 and 85 and 03. So you can see the account where it a come from and where it a go. Here's how the deposit. 85, 250,000, 400,000, 500,000, 335, 5. All of that was deposited to 85, the account number ending 85. And then
Yeah, but it looked like it was coming from the was withdrawn from table 4
yeah,
to lodge to table 5. A
no,
portion of, oh,
what is saying? Well, table is not table 5 is table 5. What he's saying is that the account
but it's the same
number.
account numbers, the same account
Oh,
ending in.
so yeah, summarize. So we don't want to
Yeah,
do
right.
the summarize business. All right, so table 4 have nothing to do with table account number 60. As you can see, it says, I mean, I show it on the screen. It says account number 64, account number 1985 and 03. Now, if you look on the other table now, money
You never
is
have 19
no, it don't have 64 on the table 5. It don't
and
have
19.
that. And 1985 is there. But it
Right.
seems like 85 is an account where money is deposited to more than anything else. 03 now, 03 withdrawals. Alright, withdrawals are come from 03 there, so. And on this account here. Basically, money I draw from 03 and money I deposit to 85. You understand? So those two accounts have a history of 85 have a history of money being deposited to it from other accounts in these two tables, and 03 have a history of money being withdrawn from it. You feel what I say? That are the parallels when I say 60, the
Okay.
account ending with 60 is not on table 4. You have the account ending 64 up there on 19. You understand? Right? That's the difference. So let's continue. Account
All right.
number,
It says
yeah.
03 was a joint account and 85 is a sole account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So continuation.
Yeah.
5.6.4 account number ending 142.
Are they so rich?
Uh, yeah.
Oh yeah, true. 5.6.4. Oh, don't you so right. Got you.
A witness statement received by the DI from the duly authorized officer at BNS indicates that the PM was also a joint account holder on another account ending 142, which was opened on July 28, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
On August 31st, 2023, by way of notice pursuant to Section 14.5 of the CPA, the PM was asked by the DI to explain its association with this account. He subsequently provided the following explanation.
Mm-hmm. This is the explanation. Go ahead.
BNS account ending 142 is primarily held by name mention who worked in my constituency office more than 20 years ago. My
Bangarang.
recollection is that I had encouraged her to open a bank account through which her wages could be paid online.
Bangarang.
I do not recall the circumstances in which my name was added to her
Bangarang.
account. I have written to the bank to have my name removed.
Okay, so yo, may I tell you say, when they call that, what's the terminology for that? I know there's a terminology feed. Like it's not ignorance, it's not negligence. When you claim to say you don't know about something of importance where your name is involved in, what's the terminology for that? Because in the world this lady is gonna be encouraged to open an account. She worked with you for 20 years, but she never tell us say she add a name to it, and you never know. Or I don't know if a she add a name, or are you add a name, or it two on know say wanna add a name. I don't know. But between the two on know, one on know clueless, which
Maria
is you.
Mensa.
Huh?
Maria Mensa.
No, him clueless. Him clueless to say plausible that me have some bright people in my blouse and skirt chatting up. Plausible deniability. That is the exact terminology I was looking for. That is what you call plausible deniability. So if it cannot be proven that he knew it was on the account, plausible deniability will work, because you're going at the realm of suspicion now, and in court is what I can prove. And if she testify that him never know, and there's no way to prove say him did know, you don't know say that gone through the gate right there, so nothing ever to come out of that. But for the court of public opinion, suspicious. Suspicious. That one is very suspicious. That one is very, no, like what would influence this lady to add him to the account? What kind of relationship them have to the point where she's not family? It says that she worked for him for 20 years. Why would I add my boss to my account number or my account? You understand what I say? Barbara, you understand what I say? God's chosen. It just look funny, bro. It just really looks funny. But go ahead. Yeah, that's all I say about that.
All right. Thanks again, viewers. Those who are just coming on live, welcome to Bolo V&R channel. We're continuing on page 44.
How you gone so far? So hold on there. No, writer say you read a while ago. Now 42, 41 with it, and you read the account about send. Oh yeah, Musa.
41.
Yeah, I just said that, and then you're supposed to read an examination of the bank account received.
Sincerely. An examination of the bank statements received from a duly authorized officer at BNS did not reflect any amounts transferred between this account ending 142 and any accounts held by the PM between 2020 and 2022. 5.7. So you see there was no transferred amounts. All right.
What? Wait. What? There was no transfer in those accounts? What the lady?
No transfer in this account.
You mean the same account and then join together?
Yeah.
So the lady make an account with Andrew Holness name on it. And then have no transfer between the two of them? That were suspicious. Something alright, my wisdom warrior. Something alright. But go ahead.
That interpretation is saying that he didn't benefit from the account from the funds in the account since they didn't see any transfer to his name.
Well. That. What about him transferring to her?
They said they didn't see any transfer any at all. So
then, what was the point of the account?
He said it's for salary purposes. I'm just reading objectively.
What I'm saying is, if it's for salary purposes, him no must transfer money to it to get her salary.
But where does the payments come from to go there?
Oh, that's our next thing too. Our government where that come from.
It can be a direct deposit, so it depends. You have to get.
That is true.
Need a little bit more information, right?
Right. Then we'd have to dig a little deeper into that.
Yeah, we'd have to see what how the credits applied, what transaction types were facilitated by the salary account then.
Yes.
Right. So we'll continue at 5.7.
All right, go through.
So we're not gonna assume anything, right?
No. We're just reasoning it out, We're not.
Yeah. We're not gonna go too deep because it's not open up deeply. So we just leave that and go to 5.7.
Right.
Accounts held with JMMB in the referral of May 3rd, 2023. It was noted that the PM was asked to explain his association with accounts bearing account number 006 ending 1074. The DI requested and obtained a witness statement from a duly authorized officer at JMMB, which indicates that the PM was in fact associated with 3 accounts. Hold up.
Associated with 3 accounts. The evidence indicates that the accounts numbered ending 7958, ending 6807, ending 1074 were held solely by Mr. Holness, Adamant Incorporated, and Mr. Holness and one of his sons. Wow. Okay. So one of them was held solely by Mr. Holness. The other one was held by Adamant Incorporated, and the third one was held by Mr. Holness and one of his sons. Interesting. And that's how they respectively the 3 accounts. This is a significant part as well. The account opening information received from the duly authorized officer at JMMB Bank indicates that the accounts were opened in 2008 under JMMB and originally bore the numbers ending 287 and 436. At some point later, they were converted into 3 accounts with the numbers given above. So you have 2 accounts and then them turning into 3 accounts. Okay. These accounts were previously declared by Mr. Holness. The evidence shows that the three accounts had nil balance over the period under consideration and up to March 13th, 2023, when amounts were transferred to them to facilitate closure. Okay. Illicit enrichment under the Corruption Prevention Act. Consequent on the referral form, the commission with inter alia indicates that Mr. Holness' net worth grew by 51,555,076.22 over the 5-year period that ended the 31st of the 12th, 2021. Wow. Unexplained changes in network was calculated as 4.491798. Net effect for the year ended 31/12/2021. The DI inquired into Mr. Holness' assets, liabilities, and income with a view to determine whether or not there was merit in the Commission's concerns. The DI inquires, among other things, involved a mathematical calculation to Mr. Holness' net worth, a confirmation of all known assets, liabilities, and income attributable or owned by Mr. Holness, inclusive of those held in companies, and an investigation into the sources of funding for the assets identified. For context, it is necessary to briefly delineate the framework. What that mean? Well, are they good people? First, me I see that word there.
Precisely.
Hmm?
It means precisely.
Describe or portray something precisely. People we have one bright somebody already, yeah? Yeah, I just make you know. And a she bright. I don't know that first me I see that there already. Um when me reach. Hold on there.
8.2.
Point two. No, I'm for reach so far.
On page 42, thanks
Yeah,
again.
but
For context, it is necessary to briefly delineate the framework governing illicit enrichment both from an international and local perspective. The offense of illicit enrichment as a concept existed in some form from as early as the 1930s. It was incorporated into Jamaican law as a consequence of Jamaica's accession to the UN, United Nations Convention Against Corruption, hereafter referred to as UNCAC. The UNCAC, among other things, includes a provision on illicit enrichment, which is articulated in Article 20 as follows. But when the parliament is going, they say members, do not mention that word.
which word?
Illicit enrichment, when you're watching the parliament, they say do not mention that word.
Hold on. So where we start from? Cause we have 42 now. At 27 where they start from?
Yes.
Alright, we're gonna end at 47. See? Cause I have something else
Okay.
to share.
All right.
Funny life. So we're gonna end at 47. So we do 20 pages. Alright. Subjects to its constitution, the fundamental principles of its legal system. Each state party shall consider adopting such legislation and other measures as may be necessary to establish as a criminal offense when committed internationally illicit enrichment that is a significant increase in its assets of a public office official that he or she cannot reasonably explain in relation to his or her lawful income. The offense illicit enrichment was enacted in a domestic law in 2021 by virtue of the CPA 5.84. According to Basel Institute on Governance, hereafter referred to as Basel Institute, despite the fact that illicit enrichment has now become a widely adopted legal concept, there is still a significant amount of uncertainty amongst practitioners over what the concept actually refers to. That is understandable as there is no unanimous applied definition of illicit enrichment, and the actual form, wording, and practical operation of illicit enrichment laws around the world vary significantly for jurisdictions to jurisdiction. Oh, from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Okay. 585. In an effort to arrive at the universal definition, the Basel Institute referred 98 laws, which led them to following articulation of the concept. And its most basic level, the act of illicit enrichment can be broadly defined as the enjoyment of an amount of wealth that is not justified through reference to lawful income. Okay. All right, that is the definition, the broad definition of illicit enrichment. Bag of chips wagwan. Ryan Campbell, big up. The broad basic definition is the enjoyment of an amount of wealth that is not justified through reference to lawful income. All right. This is page 44. In the context of illicit enrichment, the enjoyment of an amount of wealth refers to the acquisition, receipt, or use of something of pecuniary value. What does that mean? She can't talk, people. She can't talk, so I have to go Google. Pecuniary meaning. Pecuniary meaning relating to or consisting of money. So it relates to money or consists of money. Okay, that makes sense. So it says in context of illicit enrichment, enjoyment of an amount of wealth refers to the acquisition, receipt, or use of something of pecuniary value, which is monetary value, right? While also interpreted in various ways, according to the jurisdiction, the phrase not justified through reference to lawful income refers to an absence of evidence that demonstrate the legitimate or non-criminal source from which the enjoyed wealth was derived, such as salaries, profits from legitimate businesses, pension payments, inheritances, gift, or even loans from banks. A necessary question which arises then based on the foregoing is, how does one define wealth? There are two main approaches used globally to determine wealth. There are the narrow approach, right, and the wider approach. It is sufficient for present purposes to indicate that Jamaica utilizes the form which regards wealth as things of, this word again, pecuniary value, which are owned by a person, their spouse, and children. The Jamaican approach is encapsulated in section 14.5 of the CPA. Section 14.5 of the CPA states as follows: wherein public servants own assets disproportionate to his lawful earning, and upon being requested by the Commission or any person duly authorized to investigate an allegation of corruption against him, to provide explanation to as to how he came by such assets, he fails to do so or gives an explanation which is not considered to be satisfactory, he shall be liable to prosecution for the offense of illicit enrichment, and on conviction thereof to penalties specified in section 15.1. It shall be a defense to a person charged with an offense of illicit enrichment to show the court that he came by the asset by lawful means. So as long as him can show say him come by the asset by lawful means, him good. Him good. Alright? Providing what would 45 now? Providing illicit enrichment in law. In some jurisdiction, illicit so McQueen, are you gone?
I'm here.
You ready again?
Yes.
587. PH 45.
Yes, I'm on page 45.
587.
In some jurisdictions, illicit enrichment is treated with in the civil law arena only or in criminal law only, while in others it is dealt with both under criminal and civil law. By necessity, therefore, the burden and standard of proof which hinge on the foregoing also vary. As can be seen from the crafting of the offense above under Jamaican law, illicit enrichment is a criminal offense and the burden of proof is shared by the Crown and the accused. Reverse burden, consistent with established legal principles. Generally, the Crown's burden of proof in criminal law must be discharged beyond reasonable doubt.
Hey,
And
you're good
when
enough.
a
You're good
burden of
enough.
proof is imposed on an accused person, this burden must be discharged on balance of probabilities. 5.8.8. Consequently, the Crown, inclusive of the investigator, must first establish the wealth that the subject possesses, wealth element, that is, the assets of the subject are disproportionate to their lawful income. See section 14.5a of the CPA. Once the Crown has established the foregoing, a reverse burden is imposed on the subject to provide a satisfactory explanation to the investigating authority and or the court as to how they came by their assets or wealth. See sections 14.5b and 14.5a of the CPA. 5.89. The illicit enrichment law in Hong Kong is broadly similar to the Jamaican law in this regard. The Supreme Court of Hong Kong, in its examination of the practical application of this law, held in the case of Ernest Percival Max Hunt versus the Queen that the Crown is required to prove beyond reasonable doubt that an accused person has maintained a standard of living above that commensurate with his present or past official emoluments. Then, if the prosecution manages to do this, an explanation by the person accused becomes necessary, which must be established on the balance of the probabilities. 5.8.10. How then can these burdens be discharged? The Basel Institute states the following. Can you hear me without distraction?
You're good, man. The way I do know, man, we can hear clear, man.
The case of Attorney General versus Hui Kin Ong outlined that in order for this state to establish that a person's standard of living is above that commensurate with their income, they must show that the standard of living maintained by the accused could not reasonably, in all the circumstances, have been afforded out of his total official emoluments during that period. 5.811. As it relates
One. That part there. In case the Attorney General, Yu King Wong, outlined that in order for the state to establish that a person's standard of living is above the commensurate with their income. Is that what it says? Commensurate with their income. They must
must be in
show.
proportion to their income, yes. Commensurate, yeah.
They must show that the standard of living maintained by the accused could not reasonably, in all circumstances, have been afforded out of his total official emoluments during that period. You see, you can't pass them word there, man. Remember say, "Well, I win a bright like you know." Yo, how you do to me? How you do to me, McQueen? Emoluments. Can't sound the nail learn sitting upon Bolo V&R. That me I tell you no. Oh, a salary fee or profit from employment or office. That's what emoluments mean. Guys, I just learned something. Okay?
Mhm.
Emoluments. That is it. Come here, say, okay, now that word there. All right, go through.
All right. So 5 point, the investigators approach source and application of funds analysis. 5.812. As it relates to the approach to be
Nah,
employed,
man, I'm a 5.812. A 5.811.
eleven.
As it relates to weather, yeah.
As it relates to whether the explanation provided by the accused person is satisfactory, the case of Ernest Percival Max Hunt versus the Queen provides the following guidance. Thus, satisfactory explanation for the purposes of this case means an explanation which shows, upon a balance of probabilities, that the difference between an accused person's standard of living over the period charged and that which would have been commensurate with his present or past official emoluments has, if the standard of living actually maintained has been the higher of the two standards been for with money, the ultimate source of which was untainted by any corruption on the part of the accused.
Mm.
The investigators approach source and application of funds analysis 5.812. As it relates to the approach to be employed by investigators in determining whether a person has committed the offense of illicit enrichment,
Mm-hmm.
the Basel Institute provides the following guidance.
A
A
so.
source and
Mm.
application of funds analysis. Here in source and application analysis is an evaluation of all the financial incomings and outgoings of a particular person over a defined period of time. While commonly used in a commercial context, this method of analysis is an excellent tool in the context of illicit enrichment as it can be used to accurately and fairly prove that a person has enjoyed a certain amount of wealth, and two, the lawful origin of this wealth cannot be explained by reference to the same person's lawful income. In other words, a source and application analysis can be used by investigators and prosecutors to establish the two common elements in all illicit enrichment laws:
Mm.
the wealth element and the inadequate income. The need for a financial investigation to establish known lawful sources of income and application. When conducting a source and application analysis, it is first necessary to conduct a thorough financial investigation to establish two key monetary figures required by courts to determine if the two common elements of an illicit enrichment law have been established. These two figures are: one, the total amount of wealth that the person has enjoyed, as defined by the amount of funds that were applied towards the acquisition or enjoyment of this wealth during a set period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and including the total amount of funds that were saved by a person during this set period of time. The total amount of the known lawful sources of income received by or available to the person over the same period of time that could possibly have been applied towards the acquisition of enjoyment of this wealth or towards the accumulation of savings. The instances where someone uses, expends, or saves funds that count toward the first figure above are referred to as applications. The instances where someone has received funds from a known lawful source are referred to as known lawful sources of income.
Mm-hmm.
Common application will include such things as expenditures made by the person to buy tangible assets such as houses, car, cars or company shares, or to make repayment towards a loan. So that's common applications.
Mm-hmm.
Common non-lawful source of income will include such things as salaries earned by the person through employment, inheritances they may have received, and any loan amounts granted to them under a legitimate agreement. Income received prior to the period of analysis are also taken into account in the form of savings held on bank balances at the start of this time period. Conversely, the accumulation of funds on bank accounts during the period of analysis are considered as an application of funds and are represented through the amount of funds held on the relevant bank accounts on the final day of this time period. It is important to note that applications are not the assets or services that a person has acquired, but the amount of funds that were used by the person to acquire the assets or services. So, for example, if during a period of interest, a person has acquired three houses for a purchase price of $500,000 each, the money used to purchase these houses is considered the application for the purpose of the analysis. So that's very straightforward and clear.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the houses themselves increase or decrease in value over time, the figure that is necessary for a source and application analysis is still only the total amount the person paid to acquire these assets. This is consistent with valuation methodologies in illicit enrichment cases throughout the world. So
Pause.
you can
This,
buy a house for
pause.
10
This
million
is
later.
why. This is why the Integrity Commission members in the House of Representatives 2 days ago said that they don't read the report because this is very straightforward. You know, if they had read the report, Mister Chuck, what name? What name? Something like that. Chuck Horace. What name? Horace Chang and Delroy Chuck. Delroy Chuck would have not asked the questions he asked if he had read the report. Them don't read the report. This is why it doesn't matter when the asset was bought, you know. It's about what value did you buy the asset at. You understand? So they can compare what you were actually earning at the time to see if you could have actually afforded the asset, to see whether or not your statutory declaration can be declared. So the JLP look like them. Some of them really look like them not reading the report. Because if they had read the report, they would have not come into that House of Representative and asked some of the questions that they asked the Integrity Commission. It's right there. It's right there for you. Guys, it's right there in front of you. Unbelievable. So we have members of parliament that were paying millions of dollars that's not doing their work. They're not even taking the time out to read important documents of law to gain understanding. But these people are on the oversight committee. How can you be a part of an oversight committee but not read the reports? And then asking the Integrity Commission members that actually read to give you the answers to questions that if you had read the report, you have already known the answer to it. Wow, this is embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
This is embarrassing. Go ahead. Essentially, if the person.
Essentially, if the person has purchased anything or given away any amount of money or transferred the ownership of any money held by them, then it will be considered an application, so long as the investigator can prove that such a purchase, gift, or transfer took place. So the activity is the application. Furthermore, any funds that remain on the person's bank accounts on the final day of the period of interest are also considered as an application, as the amount on these bank balances represents the total amount of income that the person used to put towards their savings during the period of interest and still has available to spend after the period of interest. Similar to when calculating income, if the person is married or is in a relationship where assets are jointly shared, then any money that the person's spouse or partner use should also be counted as money that was used by the primarily targeted person.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, if the person used funds for the benefit of other people, for instance, by purchasing a house in the name of a brother or by donating a large amount to an organization, then these transactions should still be counted as applications attributable to the person in question. Common items that fall under the category of applications are any provable instances where pecuniary funds were, that's monetary funds, were spent. Okay, that's pecuniary value.
Spent to
Spent
purchase
to
tangible
purchase a
asset.
tangible asset such
Mhm.
as real estate, property, or a car. Used to pay a rent. Used to repay money under a loan agreement. Used to pay utility bills such as electricity, water, and phone bills. Used to pay school fees. School fees. Used to finance credit cards. Used to pay taxes. Used to make an electronic transfer from a bank account or a mobile money account to an account not controlled by the person or the person's spouse or partner. Used to make charitable donations or other gifts. Used to pay privately employed staff, such as domestic workers. Used to purchase jewelry. Used to pay for all the expenses seized from the suspect in the form of cash during physical searches. Held in a bank account or mobile money account owned by the suspect on the date that is the end of the defined offense period.
Mhm.
Important to note, however, that if a suspect has withdrawn physical cash from a bank account during the period of interest, then such a withdrawal cannot be counted as an application as the person still maintains control of any cash that has been withdrawn.
Why you stop there? So what funny about that?
It is important to note, however, that if a suspect has withdrawn physical cash from a bank account during the period of interest, then such a withdrawal cannot be counted as an application.
As the person still maintains control of any cash that has been withdrawn. Of course, if there is proof that.
Okay, got you. So when the money is in transit, it cannot be counted as an application. It has to be spent on something to be counted as an application.
Mhm.
So if 1,000 is in the bank and I use 500 to buy jewelry, the $500 would be the application. If 1,000 is in the bank and I pull out $500 and I don't use to do anything, that cannot be counted as an application. This is what this is saying.
Okay.
All right. So of course, if there's proof that the suspect subsequently spent or gave away the cash that was withdrawn, that's why I said then this subsequent transaction can be counted as an application. So it has to be spent or used. You
Mhm.
can't count it once if it's not applied to anything, it's not an application.
Mhm.
And we're closing on page 52, right? The
Um.
source,
Hold on.
yeah, it said
Unless
49.
unless unless them finish. It look like them still are explain establishing illicit enrichment to court satisfaction. Yeah, make we end off at page 52. Yeah, let we end off this.
Yeah, yeah, we can
Mm-hmm.
close here.
Mm-hmm.
The source and application formula. Once a total figure of applications and a total figure of known lawful sources of income have been identified by a financial investigation, the final step of a source and application analysis compares these two figures using a simple formula to determine whether the person used or expended or saved an amount of funds over a certain period of time that could not possibly have been derived from a known lawful source of income. This formula is represented as follows. So we look at what application was already, and you minus the known lawful source of income. That would be
No,
equal
they
to
must show you. They must show you the
formula
application minus non-lawful income total
is equal to
equal
total illicit
illicit
enrichment.
enrichment. That's the formula that they use. If all
Yes, the form.
lawful income and all outgoing applications of a person have been established by a financial investigation and the person has not received funds from unlawful sources, then the formula will always result in zero. Pretty easy,
Mhm.
pretty
Exactly.
straightforward. All right,
Otherwise,
ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to go ahead, McQueen.
so
Sorry,
if you get a minus, say it gone
and
over.
there's so there's a problem. Um,
Yeah.
any last words before you go? Cause me I got
Just the viewers and listeners have any questions from what we have read, particularly what we have read from page 27 to current page 52 is has been straightforward for those words that might be a little bit new to a person where we actually gave the definition of those.
yeah.
So
I don't
yeah,
know. Does anybody have any questions quickly? Because if you don't, I guess we'll have to look for them in the comment section when the video is posted
or
separately.
feedback.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna post this video separately. It is being recorded. I'm definitely gonna post it. I'm gonna put all the illicit enrichment readings, or all the ICE Integrity Commission report readings.
Positive, no negative, positive number. If it's illicit, it's a positive number. That's what this positive. Can you hear me? I'm hearing it clearly. Technology is different nowadays, so it doesn't fit technology, all kind of stuff. Thank you, viewers and listeners.
You guys can hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
you're there on my headphone now. Good. Cause that was weird. Anyway, nobody not have no questions, so we're gonna go away from that. Thank you, McQueena, so much for your
you're
time. Guys, could you put the fire
followed.
emojis in the
Blessing.
chat for McQueena for taking the time out?
Yes.
Please put the
Blessing.
fire emojis in the chat for McQueena. She said nice. Somebody said nice.
Blessings, Gillette. Blessings, Jennifer. And
Yes.
I see one more beat and teach. I don't know if she's still on. The
Yeah,
beat and
man.
teach.
Beat and teach still there, man. I believe she's
God
still
knows
here.
next blessings and have a blessed evening
All
as we
right. Big up yourself. Look more.
peace.
All right. Right. Big up McQueena.